do want to make one quick point. Part of the reason that I said what I did about Asper's replay was,
Mhm.
and Zath knows this about me because he's played with me a lot, is I don't tend to use smoke to sit in. I use smoke to break detection and as a diversionary tactic. Go ahead and charge my smoke if you want to. I have no intention of being there when you get there,
Mhm.
sort of thing. So my perspective is based entirely on how I play. That doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean it's right or wrong. It
Right.
works for me because I've learned how to make it work. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for Asper. Doesn't even mean it's going to work for Zath.
Mhm.
That's just how I prefer to do it. I only really sit and smoke if I have to, or if I've gotten myself the greatest position in the world and there's like 5 ships arced in front of me that can't do anything about me, and I can just set fires on each one of one after the other, back and forth. I
Mhm.
mean, that's the only time you'll see me sitting in smoke. And it's just I have done too many bad things to people in smoke, and I've had too many bad things done to me in smoke to think about it as a place to just, pop out the beer and the frankfurters and have myself a party.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's just, that's just my perspective. It's the great thing about the game is everybody sees it differently, everybody plays it differently.
Mhm.
That's what makes it so challenging. If we all had to do it the same way, it wouldn't be very much fun.
Right. Oh, Lego Party is here. What's up, dude?
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Doing well.
Cool.
I think they were recording the Will Ferrell movie on my street today or yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome. Dude, how many months have you been subbed here for? Like 29?
29.
Was that 29? Was that what came up? I'm still in
Yeah,
awe, dude. That's almost 3 years. For closing in on 3 years of subbing, man. Thank you so much, dude. I don't know what else to say there. Holy crap. Cheers.
I mean, you inspire a lot of people to play and to get better, so I'm glad to support the channel.
Well, thank you, man.
He got it one. That's why I'm here.
Chobes,
So,
you didn't want to miss it if it came through. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll ping you on Discord if you're on my Discord server to let you know I'm covering your replay. Generally speaking, I put it on the pile. If you fling, like you said, you fling the replay at me, it's on the pile. If you sub or use channel points, you can force a replay coverage that way. All that good stuff.
I mean, Griffin's right. There's a DD learning curve that's much harsher for DDs than it is for other classes and nations because they're all so different. And then you have so many sub branches. I mean, the Germans have one, the Japanese have one, the Russians have one. I mean, they're all different.
I like how your team's already killed an Amalfi. That's kind of fun.
oh, just wait a few more seconds. You'll see something else.
Well, I see you now charging to the center island, figuring the enemy is probably going to be right around there, another destroyer. And let's see if I can get your hydro range up. There we go. You got 5-kilometer hydro. Ah, so it might actually be behind this small island here. That's a common place for destroyers to hide too.
So I play Vampire 2 very aggressively because you can bully other DDs.
Mm-hmm.
So for people who I just got the Vampire 2 weeks ago. So I've been playing it a lot. I think I have like a 62% win rate over 80 something games.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who don't have it, it's like a daring, but it doesn't. You can see consumables. It doesn't have a heal. It has the crawling smoke versus the short burst British smoke.
Right.
So it plays differently enough, where I've been very happy with it. And there goes our carrier.
Oh my
I'm very
god.
interested to see this because I've only seen Vampire 2 played in PvP once, and that was, I think, TM Grunty was the one driving it then. It is so different, and the videos that I've seen of other people who have played it rather than in real time, like I did with Grunty, they haven't been that good, and it's because it is so different, and they're so used to playing everything a certain way that they don't really realize this thing is basically the DD version of Earth.
Yep. Duckman, what took out the carrier? The carrier took himself out. If you look at where he's at, he moved in, and then he turned, and then he died to the Minnesota broadside at the end.
What's your gun range on this, Lego?
That's a good question.
Should be
It's
showing
like
12.9 or 12, something like that. I think it's 12.8.
I think it's 12. I don't know why I said 14, but
That is some seriously good accuracy at max range.
Well, it helps when you're farming a slow
I
battleship.
mean, yeah, but I mean, they're all. You know, it doesn't look like the usual DD at max range where the shells just kind of
Mm-hmm.
get there when they get there sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's better than American, but it does take some getting used to. I think I pretty much a DD main myself. But yeah, at this point, I thought the game was lost because we lost our carrier.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I still fought for the middle, along with the Shima. I think the Holland comes in and helps out eventually.
Yep.
But yeah, I just was just playing. I think sometimes I get myself tilted, and I just keep playing no matter what. If I go like a no for 7 run, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that happens even to people with like 60% win rates.
Happens to me quite often.
Happens to me when I play with Zath. It's usually Zath's fault.
So I like the idea that you're not saying this is a loss. Let's still try to make this a win. Absolutely important. Good night, Iron Meals. Engine boost on, figuring okay, you're probably gonna get some shots coming in. Good. I like reinforcing sector. Nice.
Yep, so I see their 2 DDs are pushing in, and they only have the radar in the Belfast 43. So I was worried about him pushing into me, but then
Right.
I do notice I have 2 people down there pressuring him.
Yep.
So one thing about randoms is usually you can count on them being distracted by other stuff.
Yep. Yep. I might. Oh, Shimakaze right in front of you. Yes, please. Ah, you see him now. I mean, that's a good day for the Seattle, huh?
No.
JP Boss says I play Z52 always the aggressive way. First to cap and hold the flank. Sometimes work, other times not so well, but I can't stay passive in the background. Hey, I get you there. And thanks for doing that, by the way, because nothing frustrates me more than watching a whole bunch of people hiding behind rocks. Now, the thing is with this ship, and you're doing a nice job here of doing it, you want to make sure that you don't push unless your consumables are available. Your smoke and your hydro, specifically, in this case. So, hydro's up.
Vampire 2 is pretty weak without its consumables, I would agree.
Yeah.
I definitely abuse islands to break line of sight when I'm playing the ship, and then picking one-on-ones versus other DDs, because you can usually win that gunfight because you have a higher DPM.
Yep.
But otherwise, you live off of your consumables. Your smoke penalty is 2.5 kilometers, and you have a 5 km hydro, so you can bully other DDs very easily.
Yep. You had an opportunity here to have your anti-air on and try to kill a plane or two that's flying right over you since you're in smoke.
Oh yeah, I guess I missed that. There was a lot going on in this match.
There is a lot going on, absolutely.
You can see we have a lemming train making its way around, and I'm like, they should have broken through our west side and just surrounded us, but our North Carolina's doing great work cutting a Kremlin somehow, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
I'll have to go in the middle. I'm not sure what he was doing.
Dying.
Yep. So with the Vampire 2, you can accelerate out of your smoke if you know you're going to be undetected, so you can get out of places faster.
Mm-hmm.
And normally you want to crawl at 1/4 to stay in your smoke, but sometimes you have to get going.
Yeah, and it comes in very handy actually. You can pop out of your smoke for a second, they can shoot at you, you slow back down to 1/4, and not only do they miss, but now they're showing up for you, so you get to kind of keep them spotted and shoot at them as a result.
Definitely, that's a fun trick to use.
Mm-hmm. Nice kill on the Holland. He thought he was safe.
And well,
Well, he thought he was safe, and I think that's partly because what you were saying about earlier. You know, most people with crawling smoke, they keep their speed to 1/4 until the end. You didn't do that.
I've always known the most effective way to use it is to speed up and come out of it and drop back in.
Mm-hmm.
But I played a decent amount of Persian competitive and a decent amount of Haida, so
Yep.
It's
And
definitely-
AP on Daring and Vampire 2 is also very effective against everything. Into
Yep.
the superstructure, you just
Yep, we're seeing that right here.
the pop in and out of smoke thing is definitely part of the skill in using the ship. It's something you have to learn.
I like
It's
that.
another one of those DDs that it's a tough learning curve. Very hard to play.
Yep. I like that you popped out at the right time there, so that poor carrier player. Oh, he actually turned. He managed to turn the ship, his plane squadrons around, but you know, you kind of foiled his attack.
Yeah, so
Engine
at this point, I'm
boost.
seeing I'm the only thing left in the middle here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, engine boost should have been on when you were detected and you're out of smoke.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning how. I've been playing it for like 2-3 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at this point, I see I'm the only thing left in the middle, so I'm retreating.
Good idea.
But number one rule for DDs is stay alive.
Mm-hmm. Nice torpedo on the Aegir.
So as I was saying before, I'm gonna hide behind this island, break line of sight, and just farm down ships as I can.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that North Carolina is still kiting that Kremlin like a Chad.
Wow. Well, and now you've got the ability, if you can set the sky on fire, the Aegir will burn for 45 seconds, so that'll be kind of nice. There it is. You can help the NC, that's true. But helping the NC isn't going to win you the battle. You gotta get the mid. At this point, 8 minutes to go.
You're shooting me out of frustration.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, North Carolina is doing a good job of cutting him. Plus, you have to remember we don't have a carrier,
Right.
so we're at a really bad disadvantage here.
Yep.
And then on a Kremlin, I can't pen anything on that thing.
Right. If he had gone back to help the Kremlin, unless he stayed in the middle doing so, which case the Aegir could possibly charge him with Hydro, he's really taken himself out of the battle, and that's the problem with going for the Kremlin right now. North Carolina is also taking the Kremlin out of battle, which is great. So, you know, let that Kremlin stay out there and do nothing, which is fine. That being said, now the Kremlin's realized that he's been taken out of the battle for so long and wasted so much of his time. What's his clan tag is oof. The North Carolina's clan tag is oof. I love it.
I mean,
Yeah.
anytime in North Carolina can kite and tank a Kremlin, is something is both done right and wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully you
I don't know
complimented
how
him.
that happened. I did.
Good.
I complimented him and I sent him a message afterward telling him he kited like a champ.
Yeah, good. Aegir is still alive, sadly. He killed the Yamato, but his days are numbered if he can spot it at least. Looks like your Iowa might have a shot on him.
Prince Huygens on the J line chasing their midway.
Yeah, that's a good spot. So that's kind of the opposite of what happened with the Kremlin, and now Prince Eugen is taken out of the battle. If he was closer to the team, what could he have done? Maybe he could have killed the Aegir. Maybe right here he could be shooting the Holland.
I mean, the Kremlin has so much armor. I'm just basically just penning the superstructure barely for like 200 a pop. But I mean, it adds up.
All you're trying to do is just piss him off and encourage him to go farther away. The farther away he goes, the less effective he's going to be. So, you know, you're not necessarily killing him, but you're killing his ability to be a threat on the battlefield, which is another kind of kill, I suppose. Sadly, that doesn't get you any experience other than the bonus from winning. Assuming this is a win.
We'll find out.
Yeah. No spoilers now. Yeah, definitely shoot the Aegir here. He's trying to... I don't know what he's trying to do, but... You can kill the Aegir, so... Trying to go dark?
He's at max range. I don't know if he's backing up, but
Nope, he's going forward.
okay. Oh, you have I don't have one of those mods on mine.
That's okay. Even if you don't,
Set
you
up.
can look at his position on the minimap, and he was ticking forward on the minimap, so... Another way to detect is if you start shooting at him and look at where the shells land, you know? If they land in front of him, then yeah, he's reversing.
This is true.
Although that does take a little bit of time because you have to wait for your shells to get to the target to tell.
Yeah, 12-kilometer shells on a DD.
Mm-hmm. But with him being that low, I would have taken the chance. You could switch to Torps and see where the prediction line is. That's correct. Now, in the Aegir's case, he was almost perfectly bow in, so I don't necessarily know that it'd be easy to tell from that. But you're right. If the Aegir is side on, you can tell if he's moving forward or backward based off the white line. That's a good point. So it seems to me like you need to go assassinate the Holland now. Well, or the Holland will just get himself assassinated. I mean, that works too, I suppose. Green should win this positionally. Well, now you're getting the mid. That's important. And you're getting the outer ring, although the Holland is capping the inner ring for you.
I don't know. I wouldn't say positionally we're superior.
No.
But we're down in health, lacking a carrier.
You're down points too, even right now. Now, looking at the Holland's last known, he could go forward through the channel and end up right in front of you, which would be great for you, because you just slow down, smoke up, and blap. Or he's kiting away.
So I don't open up because I know I'm low in health. Don't want the Ibuki slapping me. But once you get behind islands, typical line of sight, that changes things.
Assuming nothing else can spot you. You're still continuing to be spotted, so... Holland... Oh! Wow. What a hit. So, Holland is probably on the other side of that there. Yeah, I think that Veneto got him, and then they traded, because Buki got the Torps on the Veneto.
Yep, so I popped my Hydro in anticipation of the Holland, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea to go dark here. Break that line of sight, get rid of your gunfire penalty. Ooh, and then the Kremlin's back. Now, what is your Iowa doing?
Let's be honest, what are Iowas generally doing?
Well, I mean, he's farther up than most Iowas typically play, but he's also now... That's alright, whatever. You can't control what he's doing.
North Carolina doing. Just the randoms are being randoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got him to shoot you. Love it. There's a Kraken, nice. Alright, now you can go and assassinate this Holland. By the way, there's something odd with this last update I noticed. When you hit F3 on things, unless you're like looking directly at like the circle around the target, it's gonna think that you want the base or something. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah. With secondaries 2 and F3, you have to target the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just kill the whole team?
I mean, that's you killed half of them. Iowa survived. Now let's take a moment and think about that for a second, right? That he's still alive. Like, well, I say that as torpedoes and bombers are coming in too, but yeah, he dodged those.
I mean, hey, if you kill the whole team, you don't have to worry about your team doing anything.
Exactly. Yeah, so this was a game that I thought was going to be a loss because losing a tier 10 carry at the start.
Yep. But, you know, sometimes when that happens at the start, people get it in their heads that there's just a win already, and they start relaxing, and they start making mistakes. And you guys were able to, you know, capitalize on those mistakes, so nice.
And the flip side of it is, if you lose the carrier like that so early, your team has the opportunity to overcome the psychological impact of it and focus harder and play better because they know that they're at a disadvantage.
True. Though there's also something to be said about players that will say, well, if this is a loss, and just go get themselves killed for no good reason.
Yeah.
So Vampire 2, fun boat.
Mm-hmm.
Recommended. Research Bureau.
Yep. She's very fun. The Druid is fun too, by the way. If you're looking for... You already have Vampire 2, and you like the, you know, that kind of play style, or that kind of ship, I should say, that ship model, because it's basically the same ship model. Okay. Well, thanks for sending that in, Lego Party, and thanks for hanging out and being a sub for, God, almost 3 years, dude. Seriously, it's amazing.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, well, let's see. We got 8 minutes to go in our next battle for Stream Raiders. Let's take a look. What do you guys think? Can we do it? Level 10.
Spooky Texan is now following.
Spooky Texan, thank you very much for the follow. I think I'll hold. Let's hold off and let's see